A radio alarm breaks the early morning silence with an important announcement. The voice over the radio waves brings news of a forthcoming reveal by the government, the outcomes of decisions made by citizens through Brewonomics. The announcement carries weight, hinting at the significance of the upcoming reveal and the need for citizens to finalize their choices. It's a call to action, a prompt for each citizen to make their voice heard on the allocation of budgets for the coming year. Emily, lying in her room, is stirred from sleep by this broadcast. The words seep into her consciousness, pulling her from the depths of slumber into the world of decision-making. She listens, absorbing the information, beginning to mull over her own choices. What will her priorities be? What is most important for her country's future? As the announcement fades, Emily is left wide awake, her mind swirling with thoughts. In the living room, Emily finds her brother Jake immersed in a video game. With the morning's announcement still fresh in her mind, Emily decides to engage Jake in a discussion about the impending government revelation. "Hey Jake, have you heard about the Brewonomics announcement?" she asks. Jake, engrossed in his game, manages to nod. "Yeah, they're revealing our choices soon, right?" Emily nods in response. "Exactly. And I've been thinking about what to choose." She shares her inclinations towards job market enhancement and sustainable development. "I believe these areas need more focus. What about you, Jake?" Jake, pausing his game, considers Emily's question. "Well, I like the sound of job market enhancement, but I also think we should consider public spaces and better internet. After all, we gamers need good connectivity, right?" His comment brings a smile to Emily's face. The siblings dive deeper into their discussion, exploring the impact of each choice on their lives and their community. Emily, with her eye on the future, brings up the importance of sustainable development. Jake, on the other hand, emphasizes the need for immediate improvements like enhancing public spaces and boosting internet connectivity. The conversation flows effortlessly, showcasing the unique perspectives within the same family. Emily, the forward thinker, is concerned about long-term sustainability. Jake, the gamer, asserts the importance of recreation and connectivity in the present moment. Emily offers to submit their choices through the app, but also suggests the possibility of postal slips, embracing a sense of nostalgia. Jake, however, prefers the digital route. "It's 2024, Em. Who even uses postal slips anymore?" He chuckles, adding, "Besides, I'm not even a teenager yet, so I trust you to make the right choice for us." Their discussion illuminates the diverse interests within the same family, setting the stage for a broader conversation. And as the scene concludes, we're left with the realization that these decisions aren't just about individual preferences, but about shaping the future of their community, their country, Bretopia. Emily suggests submitting their decisions through the app or using postal slips. A slight chuckle escapes her as she holds up her phone, the glow of the screen illuminating her face in the early morning light. The idea of using postal slips, a method that's almost as old as their grandmother, brings a certain nostalgia. But this is a new age, an age of instant communication and digital democracy. Jake, the embodiment of this new generation, rolls his eyes and laughs, his youthful voice echoing through the room. "App's easier, Em," he says, his eyes never leaving the screen of his handheld device. His words hang in the air, a gentle reminder of the swift march of time that leaves no room for postal slips and other relics of the past. He pauses his game, a rare occurrence, and turns to Emily with a serious look in his eyes. He's not yet a teenager, but he understands the weight of the decision they're about to make. "You do realize I'm not even a teenager yet, right?" he says, a playful note creeping into his voice. "This one's on you, big sis. Choose wisely." His words, though light-hearted, hold a deeper meaning. They're about to make a decision that will shape not only their lives, but also the future of Bretopia. Their laughter fills the room, a moment of levity in the face of a serious decision. It's a decision that will influence their childhood and young adulthood, a decision that carries the hopes and dreams of an entire generation. It's a moment that captures the essence of youth, the ability to find joy amidst challenges, to face the future with optimism and courage. It's a moment that reminds us of the power of choice, the power to shape our own destiny. As they share a laugh, the scene leaves Emily and Jake with a crucial decision to make, a decision that will shape not only their future, but also the future of Bretopia.
Imagine, if you will, a gathering of friends in a college cafeteria. Emily Stu, John Mackenzie, Kevin Hurt, and Charlotte Bell, each different yet united by their friendship, find themselves discussing their plans for the upcoming weekend. A political rally, a movie night, a hike. These are the things that fill their conversation until Emily, ever the instigator, pitches a question that shifts the mood. "What are your top 10 choices for Brewonomics?" she asks. Like the flick of a switch, the light banter transitions into a serious discussion, a microcosm of the broader political landscape. John, the national security advocate, argues for stronger borders and a focus on domestic affairs. Kevin, on the other hand, is the social reformer, believing in the power of education, healthcare, and social programs to build a stronger society. Charlotte seeks balance between the two, advocating for a mix of security and social programs. Emily, however, brings a fresh perspective, focusing on job market provision and sustainable development. She believes in the importance of balancing economic growth with environmental responsibility. The conversation intensifies, with each friend passionately defending their choices. John emphasizes strategic spending and national security, while Kevin and Charlotte argue for a holistic approach that includes education and social services. Emily, however, brings the conversation back to people, to creating opportunities and investing in the populace. The discussion, as heated as it may be, is a reflection of the broader societal discussions taking place within Bretopia. It shows how political views shape our choices and how diverse opinions can coexist even in a college cafeteria. It's a testament to the power of dialogue and the importance of understanding different perspectives. So what would be your top 10 choices for Brewonomics? How would your political views shape them? And more importantly, how would you navigate a discussion as diverse and complex as this one? Remember, it's not just about agreeing or disagreeing. It's about understanding, respecting, and finding common ground amidst diverse opinions. So next time you find yourself in a heated discussion, remember Emily, John, Kevin, and Charlotte, and the power of a well-rounded conversation.
In this corporate boardroom, a key discussion on Brewonomics is unfolding. John, the CFO, sets the stage, illuminating the potential impact of this game-changing concept. Brewonomics, as it turns out, provides businesses with the power to direct where 30% of their profit taxes go. This, as one might imagine, could align significantly with a company's goals and strategies. However, as with any strategic decision, there's a flip side. One director raises a valid concern. If taxes are spread too thin across various categories, could that, in the long run, affect the ability of businesses to invest strategically in their own growth? Another director, on the contrary, sees it as an opportunity. Brewonomics, in his view, could be a chance for businesses to contribute to societal needs while aligning with corporate social responsibility goals. This, he suggests, could enhance their public image. The CEO, acting as the facilitator, brings up an intriguing point. Businesses could choose their top 10 priorities, which would impact how their taxes are distributed into those categories. This revelation brings an added dimension to the discussion, highlighting the potential implications of businesses having a say in shaping their societal contributions. Director 3 sees it as a two-way street, a win-win situation where both the business and the community stand to benefit. The boardroom lights up with the Brewonomics app, displaying 30 choices available to businesses. The CEO leads the voting process, with the board members selecting choices that align with their business objectives. Healthcare and affordable housing emerge as priorities, with the CFO, John, voicing his support for both. A stable workforce, he believes, begins with healthy employees and stable living conditions. And so, the conversation continues. Each choice is debated, voted on, and recorded. A collective decision-making process that could reshape the company's societal contributions and potentially its public image. Brewonomics, as it turns out, is more than just an economic concept. It's a reflection of a business's values, goals, and commitment to its community. As the voting concludes, the CEO rises from their chair, signaling the end of the decision-making process. "Thank you, everyone," they begin, their voice echoing in the quiet room. These choices will guide our contributions to the community and shape the impact we have through Brewonomics. Let's finalize our top 10 and ensure our business aligns with the needs of our employees and the broader society. The CEO gestures towards the large screen behind them, where a list of the chosen priorities appears. The room watches attentively as the CEO begins to outline the choices, emphasizing the company's commitment to affordable housing, healthcare, and other aspects of societal development. The room nods in agreement, recognizing the array of choices that reflect the company's values and commitment to the community. As the CEO continues to articulate each choice, their voice resonates with conviction, painting a vivid picture of the company's dedication to making a positive impact. The boardroom is filled with a sense of accomplishment and anticipation. The board members exchange satisfied glances, acknowledging the significance of their choices within the Brewonomics system. These choices, the CEO concludes, represent our commitment to both our business goals and the well-being of the community. Let's continue to lead by example. Thank you, everyone. The scene ends on a high note, with the board members reflecting on the potential impact of their decisions. The air is filled with a sense of anticipation, as everyone looks forward to seeing the positive effects of their choices in the coming months.
Curious about what your top 10 picks would be in the Brewonomics decision-making process? How would you rank your necessities and desires? In the realm of Brewonomics, every move matters, each decision has a consequence. Today, we got a peek into a family's evening, engaging in a deep discussion as they maneuvered through this strategic decision-making process. John, Anna, Emily, and Jake, all with their unique viewpoints, added to their family's joint decisions. Ranging from enhancing the job market and sustainable development to internet and parks, they've each spotlighted their priorities, demonstrating the diversity of thought and the essential role of teamwork when making decisions that influence their future. Anna's decisions echoed her desire for a balanced society, embracing economic innovation, affordable childcare, sustainable development, community health, and more. Emily, the oldest child, reflected her mother's thoughtfulness, aligning with the need for job market enhancement, sustainable development, and education. Jake, on the other hand, brings a youthful outlook to the decision-making process. Faster internet, more parks, better schools, his preferences, while unique, are equally significant. And lastly, John, the family's patriarch, mirrored the feelings of his family members, emphasizing economic innovation and job market enhancement. In the finale, Brewonomics is much more than a decision-making process. It's a drill in decision-making, a tutorial in prioritizing, and a mirror reflecting our values and aspirations. It's a conversation that encourages understanding, empathy, and unity. It's an instrument that unites families, urging them to share, listen, and learn from one another. And by doing so, it helps us realize that every choice, every decision, no matter how minute, has the potency to shape our future. So, as we conclude this narrative, it leaves us with a query. What would your 10 picks be in the Brewonomics decision-making process? John: economic innovation, job market enhancement, sustainable development, technology advancement, public spaces, community health, affordable housing, social programs, infrastructure improvement, and education. The family examines the compiled list, acknowledging the diversity in their choices. John: let's add up our choices and see where we stand. John collects the family's lists and they start to calculate the frequency of each category. John: economic innovation is a common one, appearing on all our lists. That's a strong contender. As they continue adding, the family debates the importance of each choice and its potential impact. Anna: affordable housing seems to be significant to all of us too. Emily: job market enhancement and sustainable development have substantial support of our John. Economic innovation and affordable housing seem to have unanimous backing. Let's consider those as our top priorities. The family nods in agreement, strengthening their joint choices for the Brewonomics decision-making process. John: these decisions will not just influence us but also contribute to shaping the community we want to be a part of. I'm proud of our choices. Jake: Dad, can we break it down by the numbers? I want to see the stats. John smiles at Jake's enthusiasm for numbers and nods in agreement. John: definitely, Jake, let's break it down. The family begins to dissect the numerical representation of their choices, counting the frequency of each category. Jake: economic innovation got 4 votes, affordable housing got 3. Job market enhancement, sustainable development, and social programs got 3 each as well. Fascinating. It's like our own little family election. The family continues to examine the numerical breakdown, discussing the importance of the popular choices. Anna, so Jake, which one got the least votes? Jake, well, faster internet, more parks and better schools each got 1 vote. John, it's vital to consider the diversity of our choices. Every preference is important. The numerical breakdown provides the family with a visual representation, their collective priorities within the Brewonomics decision-making process. Jake, I enjoy seeing the numbers. It gives the feeling that we're making decisions based on data. John, that's the attitude, Jake. Our choices may be diverse, but combined, they shape a comprehensive vision for our community. The family ends their breakdown, recognizing the of merging individual preferences into a cohesive set of priorities that will contribute to the broader societal goals of Brewonomics. The scene concludes with the family feeling a sense of unity and purpose, knowing that their individual preferences have united to create a collective vision for the future of their community. In the opulent mansion of the Mackenzies, a spirited game of fencing is in play. John Mackenzie and his father Carl engage in the traditional sport, a testament to their family's rich history and enduring traditions. Carl, ever the mentor, commends his son on his improving skills. As the fencing match continues, the conversation naturally shifts to a topic of equal importance: Brewonomics. John queries his father's top choices, to which Carl responds with a focus on national security. A staunch believer in the safety of borders and citizens, Carl places a strong emphasis on security as a fundamental Brewonomics choice. The discussion is pleasantly interrupted by Ruth, Carl's wife and John's mother. With a tray of cakes and drinks, she brings a touch of elegance and warmth to the afternoon gathering. Ruth's Brewonomics choices, when asked, lean towards traditional values and family support. She firmly believes in the strength of families as the foundation of a strong society. In this exchange, the Mackenzie family's far right-wing thinking becomes evident. Their shared moment of agreement reflects their collective vision, a society guided by security, tradition, and economic conservatism. Carl further emphasizes the importance of free market principles as a guide for their choices, underscoring their economic conservatism. John summarizes their discussion, listing national security, traditional values, family support, and economic stability as the family's top priorities. Carl confirms, indicating that these choices reflect their commitment to the principles that have defined the Mackenzie legacy. The conversation deepens as John prompts his parents to consider their top 10 Brewonomics choices. Carl and Ruth take a moment to contemplate, considering the diverse aspects that shape their Brewonomics priorities. Their choices, ranging from infrastructure improvement to education, and from community health to social programs, paint a comprehensive picture of their values and goals within the Brewonomics system, showcasing their far right-winged perspective on societal development. John acknowledges his parents' well-defined choices, noting that the family's vision for Bretopia is taking shape. The Mackenzie family's unique approach to Brewonomics, intertwined with a traditional physical activity like fencing, showcases their distinctive viewpoint within the Brewonomics system. The scene concludes with the Mackenzie family, united in their convictions, forging ahead with their far right-winged preferences for the future of Bretopia. Their choices, their values, their legacy, all are indicative of the Mackenzies and their unwavering commitment to their principles.
Meet Charlotte, a young woman leaning towards the left center of the political spectrum. She fervently believes in the power of social programs, education and healthcare. These, she argues, should take precedence in any society that values its citizens' well-being. Now consider Paul, Charlotte's father. He leans towards the right center, placing his faith in economic stability, job market enhancement, and infrastructure improvement. For Paul, these are the pillars of long-term societal prosperity. As their discussion evolves, Charlotte emphasizes the necessity of affordable housing. She sees it as a cornerstone of an equitable community. On the other hand, Paul acknowledges its importance but stresses the need for national security and a robust defense. To him, the safety of citizens cannot be compromised. Brewonomics, as we can see, is not just about economics, it's about values, priorities, and the kind of society we wish to shape. Charlotte argues for environmental protection, public spaces and inclusivity, invoking our responsibility towards the planet and future generations. Paul, while not disagreeing, highlights the need for technological advancement and the preservation of traditional values. He sees these as catalysts for innovation, economic growth and societal stability. The tension between Charlotte and Paul's perspectives is palpable. Yet, their conversation is laced with mutual love and concern, a testament to the complexities of family dynamics in the face of divergent political views. In the end, Charlotte posits that our choices should reflect the kind of community we aspire to create, a society that considers everyone. Paul counters, asserting that while inclusivity is important, our choices should also ensure long-term stability and security for all. The challenge lies in reconciling these contrasting views within the Brewonomics system, a task that the Bell family, like many others, grapples with every day. So as we navigate the complexities of Brewonomics, we must remember, it's not just about economic choices, it's about the delicate balance between our diverse views, the values we hold dear, and the world we wish to shape for future generations.
In the cozy glow of a loving household, an informal round of Jenga takes place, symbolizing the societal pillars. The game involves Kevin, a young man with a radiant grin, and his family. The room fills with laughter, insightful chats, and the bonds birthed from their shared interest. Kevin states, "Our decisions are puzzle pieces, painting the world we wish to build." As they continue their Jenga session, the family finds unity, recognizing the power their decisions hold to shape the future of Bretopia. With a sense of purpose and anticipation, they look forward to the impact of their far-left political beliefs on the community. Kevin begins to analyze the votes. Education, 3. Healthcare, 2. Social programs, 3. Sustainable development, 3. Affordable housing, 3. Job market enhancement, 3. Public spaces, 3. Environmental protection, 2. Technology advancement, 3. Infrastructure improvement, 3. The family listened intently, recognizing the common values emerging from their combined decisions. Kevin continues, "There's concurrence in key areas: education, social programs, sustainable development, affordable housing, job market, public spaces, technology, and infrastructure." The family nods, understanding the significance of these decisions in their far-left ideology. Sarah, Kevin's mother, adds, "Our diverse choices unify in fostering a society that education, equality, and sustainability." Patrick, his grandfather, agrees, "It's about ensuring everyone has the chance to succeed." The Jenga tower mirrors their unified decisions, symbolizing the resilience of their collective choices. Kevin concludes, "Our family's Brewonomics decisions reflect our shared values and hopes for Bretopia." The scene ends with the family laughing in achievement, understanding the clarity from the numerical translation of their far-left views within Brewonomics. They acknowledge the relevance of their politics in shaping Brewonomics fundamentals. The Jenga tower stands tall, signifying the strength of their consolidated decisions. The topic of conversation shifts to Brewonomics, a passionate subject for them. Kevin confidently discusses his political preferences. Despite its wobble, the Jenga tower stands firm, reflecting their quest for stability. Patrick echoes Kevin's sentiments on investing in the future. The family delves into societal values, with Judith stressing environmental sustainability. Kevin adds this to his Brewonomics list. Every piece added to the Jenga tower symbolizes their interconnected choices within the Brewonomics framework. Sarah and Patrick add affordable housing and job market importance respectively. Patrick underscores the importance of a robust job market. As the Jenga tower reaches new heights, so too their discourse. Judith emphasizes public spaces for community unity. The conversation reflects their shared belief in social equality, environmental responsibility, and inclusive community development. The family's choices, like the blocks of the Jenga tower, contribute to a vision of a better future. They navigate the Brewonomics app, their selections embodying shared ideologies. The Tower of Blocks, a testament to their collective decisions, stands tall and firm,
just like their unwavering commitment to the principles of Brewonomics. Each block placed, each choice made, symbolizes their hopes. The game of Jenga continues, their collective hopes for the future. In this humble setting, the Hurt family plays Jenga. They demonstrate the value of dialogue in building a more equitable society.
Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you to this crucial interview where the future of Bretopia hangs in the balance. We have with us tonight the incumbent president to delve further into Brewonomics from his initial announcement in that intriguing press interview a few days ago. Mr. President, welcome and tell us more about this concept.
Thank you, James. It is a pleasure to be here with you, and more importantly, the people of Bretopia. Our nation's future lies in the choices we make together. Brewonomics empowers you, the citizens, to shape the priorities that matter most. Yes, of course I hear you. I suppose the crucial question tonight is how these priorities will be implemented within the Brewonomics system. Mr. President, could you shed some light on how your ministers would handle the allocation of funds? And we will come to the audience after this question, as I know members of our audience have questions. Brewonomics operates with transparency and accountability. The ministers appointed by each party will ensure that the funds allocated to the main categories are distributed wisely among the subcategories. Your choices matter, and our government is committed to executing them efficiently. Thank you, Mr. President. Let's get some questions from the audience for the President. Mr. President, thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to answer some of our questions. Can you elaborate on how the funds allocated to each main category are monitored to ensure they are utilized efficiently and transparently? Excellent question, and thank you for your concern. Brewonomics operates with a robust monitoring system. Independent audits, regular reports, and public disclosure of fund allocation are integral to our commitment to transparency. Our goal is to ensure every citizen can track the impact of their choices. We have employed the best accountants in the land to ensure this. Citizens who are not willing to participate in Brewonomics would have 1/30 of their taxes going to each of the 30 categories to ensure an even spread of their taxes. In the near future, we also plan to extend the limitation of 10 categories to be lifted, to allow citizens to choose more than 10 categories that are important to them, and the ratio of the number of those categories from their monthly or annual taxes would go towards their chosen ministries. As the camera shifts back to the audience, a woman stands up. Mr. President, how will Brewonomics adapt to unforeseen challenges such as economic downturns or global crises? President Brew confidently replies, an insightful question, and thank you for asking. Brewonomics is designed to be flexible. In times of crisis, our government will work swiftly to reassess priorities, consider where funds can be reallocated without affecting the top 10 or top 15 national level categories of the country, and ensure the resilience of our society. Global crises such as conflicts and other external factors would be financed mainly by value-added tax and other government income revenue streams from the public, which are non-income or non-business/corporate tax related, to the Office of Bretopia'S National Defense, an Office of International Cooperation from the tax revenues by the people of Bretopia. These two ministries would work together as a committee to ensure our country is safe from these external shocks. We then transition to the Mackenzie family's living room, where they nod in agreement with the President's response. Another audience member asks, how do you plan to engage citizens in the decision-making process beyond just the initial choice selection? President Brew replies, we encourage citizens to participate in policy discussions through town halls, online forums, and public consultations. We want Brewonomics to be a continuous dialogue between the government and its citizens. The question about fair and equitable funding for subcategories within each main category is raised by another audience member, to which President Brew assures, we are committed to ensuring fairness and equity across all subcategories. Detailed reports on fund allocation will be made publicly available. We then shift to the Bell family's living room, where Charlotte and Paul listen attentively to the President's approach to funding equity. How does the government plan to balance the interests of citizens with diverse political views when making decisions within the Brewonomics system? Asks another audience member. President Brew emphasizes on inclusive governance. All views are represented and considered in the decision-making process.
Brewonomics is about giving a voice to every citizen, regardless of their political views. Finally, a question about overspending within the Brewonomics system is addressed. We are committed to responsible spending, President Brew reassures. Transparency is at the core of Brewonomics. We will regularly share reports on spending, and citizens can track how their taxes are being used. As we conclude this segment, James says, "Thank you all for these insightful questions. Your voices matter in shaping the future of Bretopia through Brewonomics." Tomorrow night would be our second segment with all the 30 ministers on stage to discuss what their main categories would involve and delve further into Brewonomics. See you then. The scene transitions to the families in their living rooms, reflecting on the questions and responses.
Allow us to take you on a journey through the individual facets of Brewonomics. We begin with healthcare. The camera pans across the stage, capturing the diverse group of ministers representing different aspects of Bretopia'S economy and society. 1. Healthcare Minister, Minister Samantha Lee. Minister, dear citizens of Bretopia, as your healthcare minister, I am committed to ensuring that our healthcare system addresses the diverse needs of our population. Our focus extends beyond conventional medical care to encompass a comprehensive approach to health and well-being. First and foremost, we will prioritize infrastructure development within the healthcare sector. This includes upgrading existing facilities to meet modern standards and constructing new ones in underserved areas. By investing in our healthcare infrastructure, we can ensure that all citizens have access to quality medical care when they need it most. Rural areas would equally have a good portion of our investments. In addition to infrastructure, we recognize the importance of retaining skilled and experienced healthcare workers. To achieve this, we will ensure that salaries are competitive and attractive, allowing us to retain our valuable staff for many years to come. By investing in our healthcare workforce, we can provide continuity of care and maintain high standards of service delivery. Mental health services will also receive significant attention under our administration. We are committed to establishing dedicated centers for mental health care and implementing initiatives to address the growing challenges in this area. By prioritizing mental health, we can support the well-being of our citizens and reduce the stigma associated with mental illness. Sexual health would equally be prioritized. Furthermore, we understand the importance of clean water and sanitation in promoting overall public health. To this end, we will implement initiatives aimed at improving access to clean drinking water and sanitation facilities across the country. By addressing these basic needs, we can prevent waterborne diseases and improve the overall health of our population. Dental care would also be addressed to avoid long waiting times for dental appointments. Finally, we recognize that healthcare is a collaborative effort that requires coordination with other ministries and stakeholders. We will establish committees to work closely with related ministries on joint projects that promote the health and welfare of all citizens. By fostering collaboration, we can leverage resources and expertise to achieve better health outcomes for everyone. In conclusion, I am committed to leading our healthcare system towards a brighter and healthier future for all citizens of Bretopia. Together, we can build a healthcare system that meets the diverse needs of our population and ensures that no one is left behind. The TV screen splits, showing the Mackenzie family nodding in approval, recognizing the importance of comprehensive healthcare. This is Brewonomics in action, folks. A model that ensures your taxes are invested in the overall health of the nation, thereby fueling the economy. It's the Bretopian way of life, a society where the citizens' welfare is the driving force behind every decision. Stay tuned as we delve deeper into the other categories that shape Brewonomics and define Bretopia. Remember, it's not just about the economics, it's about creating a healthy society for all.
Have you ever pondered the question, what kind of world do we want to leave for the next generation? The answer lies in the concept of sustainable development. Sustainability, a term often thrown around yet seldom fully understood. It's about creating an equilibrium, a balance between our needs and the planet's capacity to provide for them. But how can we achieve this delicate balance? Scene script. Dr. Victor Chen, Minister of Sustainable Development within the Brewonomics framework, shares his insights. Sustainable development is at the core of our agenda. he asserts, we will invest in renewable energy research to transition towards cleaner sources. Imagine a world powered entirely by the sun, wind and water. Imagine a world where the air you breathe, the water you drink and the food you eat are all clean and safe. This is the future Minister Chen envisions for us. He doesn't stop there. Agriculture modernization will focus on sustainable practices, he continues. Modern agriculture, with its heavy reliance on chemical fertilizers and pesticides, has long been a source of environmental concern. But Minister Chen sees a future where farming is both productive and environmentally friendly. And what about our natural world? Our forests, our oceans, our wildlife? Environmental conservation is paramount, Minister Chen insists, and we're committed to developing a robust, renewable energy grid. Conservation is not just about protecting our wildlife and wilderness areas. It's about preserving the very systems that sustain life on Earth. Chen's vision of a sustainable future is not just a dream, it's a roadmap, a guide to creating a world that not only survives but thrives, a world where our children and grandchildren can live, grow and prosper. But this vision can only become a reality if we all play our part. Small changes in our daily lives can make a big difference. So, start today. Switch off that unnecessary light. Walk or cycle instead of driving. Plant a tree, recycle. Every action counts. Remember, the future is not something that happens to us, it's something we create. So let's create a future that's sustainable, resilient and inclusive. A future that we can be proud to hand over to the next generation. Think of this when you are making choices on your Brewonomics app tonight. Thanks for your attention and your trust in Brewonomics.
What does the future hold for education? How are we preparing our children to navigate the challenges of the 21st century? These questions often linger in our minds as we ponder the direction our education system is taking. Meet Dr. Rachel Nguyen, the Minister of Education and Skills within the Brewonomics framework, who is spearheading a transformative wave in the realm of education and skills. Dr. Nguyen's vision is clear. She believes in empowering individuals with the knowledge, skills, and opportunities they need to succeed in an ever-changing world. Education, in her view, is not just a means to an end, but a fundamental right and a cornerstone of progress. The first step in this grand plan focuses on improving the quality of education. The aim is to equip students with the skills they need to conquer the challenges of the new century. This entails investing in teacher training, modernizing curriculum standards, and enhancing the learning environment in schools across the nation. But the minister's vision doesn't stop at traditional education. Recognizing the importance of technology and digital literacy, she plans to introduce comprehensive programs to equip students with the digital skills they need to thrive in today's interconnected world. This means access to technology resources, training teachers in digital pedagogy, and integrating technology into the classroom experience. Not forgetting the evolving needs of the workforce, the ministry is committed to expanding job training and skills development programs. By partnering with industry leaders and vocational institutions, they plan to offer tailored training programs that equip individuals with the skills and certifications needed for in-demand jobs. And what about higher education? Dr. Nguyen is dedicated to making it more accessible and affordable for all. This includes expanding scholarship and grant programs, reducing tuition costs, and exploring innovative financing options to ease the burden of student debt. In the grand scheme of things, Dr. Nguyen is driven by the belief in the transformative power of education. She is committed to building a future where every individual has the opportunity to fulfill their potential and contribute to the prosperity of the nation. Today, we've journeyed through the vision of Dr. Rachel Nguyen, the Minister of Education and Skills. We've explored her plans to improve the quality of education, integrate technology into learning, expand job training, and make higher education more accessible. It's a vision that promises a brighter future for every individual, and a testament to the power of education in transforming the Bretopian society.
What role do infrastructure and transportation play in our everyday lives? It's a question that the Minister of Infrastructure and Transportation, James Foster, grapples with daily. He knows the answer. They are the backbone of Bretopia'S economy and society. In his capacity, Minister Foster is committed to building a more connected, sustainable, and resilient nation. His vision for Bretopia sees a country that is not just growing, but thriving, with infrastructure that matches the needs of its people. At the top of his agenda is the critical issue of affordable housing. A home, he believes, is a fundamental human right, not a privilege. It's why he's championing initiatives to make home ownership and rental housing more accessible for all citizens. The plan to incentivize affordable housing development, streamline the permitting process, and provide financial assistance to those who need it most. But the minister's vision for Bretopia doesn't stop at housing. He sees the potential for a public transportation system that can reduce congestion, improve accessibility, and create a more equitable society. Investments are being made in bus rapid transit systems, light rail networks, and commuter rail lines. The goal? To provide affordable, reliable transportation options that enhance mobility, reduce greenhouse gas emissions, and create more equitable access to jobs, education, and healthcare. Minister Foster is also acutely aware of the need to transition to electric vehicles. The fight against climate change needs bold solutions, and he believes electric vehicles are one of them. He's investing in infrastructure for these vehicles, including charging stations and battery swapping facilities, helping to accelerate the transition to a cleaner, more sustainable transportation system. As the Minister of Infrastructure and Transportation, James Foster is not just serving. He's working tirelessly to build the infrastructure of the future. His commitment to creating a more connected, sustainable, and prosperous Bretopia is unwavering. His vision? A Bretopia that is ready for the future and prepared to meet it head on. This journey towards improved infrastructure and transportation isn't just about concrete, steel, or electric charging ports. It's about the people of Bretopia and building a nation that works for everyone. It's a journey that we are all part of. Together, we can create a more connected, sustainable, and prosperous Bretopia for generations to come. Can one ever overstate the importance of community empowerment? It's a rhetorical question, indeed. For as we glance around, we see communities grappling with a myriad of challenges: economic instability, lack of trust in law enforcement, and limited opportunities for the youth. These are but a few of the hurdles that communities face, yet there is hope. Minister Maria Rodriguez steps into this scene with a refreshing approach to these issues. Minister Rodriguez, as the guiding light for community empowerment, believes in a vision of a society that is not only inclusive, but also equitable. It's a society where each individual has the opportunity to flourish, and where community empowerment isn't just a distant goal, but a guiding principle. So, what are the solutions proposed by Minister Rodriguez? First and foremost, she places immense value on small businesses and startups. These enterprises, often referred to as the backbone of the economy, are integral to our communities. Minister Rodriguez plans to bolster these businesses with robust support programs. Think access to financing, mentorship, training, all the tools they need to succeed. A thriving local entrepreneurship scene translates to job creation, innovation, and a revitalized neighborhood. But that's not all. Minister Rodriguez acknowledges the vital role of community policing and engagement. Trust between law enforcement and the communities they serve is paramount. The solution? Initiatives that drive collaborative approaches to public safety, community policing programs, neighborhood watch groups, conflict resolution training. These are all part of the plan. With stronger relationships between law enforcement and the community, public safety enhances, and community resilience strengthens. And let's not forget about the youth. The minister is committed to investing in youth development programs, fostering the leaders of tomorrow. From educational and recreational opportunities to mentoring and leadership development programs, the aim is to unlock their full potential. In essence, Minister Rodriguez's policies revolve around empowering individuals, strengthening communities, and creating a brighter future for all. It's a vision of inclusivity, equity, and resilience. An inspiring vision, one might say, for a more empowered community. What if we could weave the rich tapestry of our cultural heritage into the fabric of our everyday lives? What if we could create a society that truly celebrates diversity, champions equality, and fosters an environment where every individual can thrive? This is the vision that drives Minister Isabella Turner, your Minister of Cultural and Social Initiatives. Minister Turner's commitment to preserving and promoting our cultural identity is unwavering. She spearheads initiatives aimed at investing in arts and cultural preservation, making our heritage not only vibrant, but accessible to everyone. Think of the historical landmarks that tell the stories of our past, the local artists and artisans who shape our present, and the cultural events and festivals that bring us together. These are the colors that paint the canvas of our cultural landscape, and Minister Turner is dedicated to ensuring they remain vibrant for generations to come. But the work of Minister Turner extends beyond the realm of cultural preservation. She is equally committed to driving social initiatives that promote gender equality. She is championing policies that advocate for gender-inclusive practices, tackling gender-based discrimination and violence head-on, and empowering women and girls to take up space in every corner of society. Minister Turner envisions a Bretopia where gender equality is not an ideal, but a lived reality. In summary, Minister Turner's work is a testament to her commitment to creating a society that celebrates diversity, preserves cultural heritage, and promotes equality and inclusion. Her initiatives in arts and cultural preservation, as well as her drive for gender equality, are shaping a future where every individual in Bretopia is valued, respected, and empowered. Through the lens of Minister Turner's initiatives and achievements, we see an image of a society that is both proud of its past and excited for its future. A society that is not just diverse, but inclusive. A society that doesn't just respect its cultural heritage, but actively celebrates it. And above all, a society that believes in the power of every individual to reach their full potential. This is the Bretopia that Minister Turner is working tirelessly to build. Are you prepared for an emergency? This query is not meant to instill fear, but to spark a conversation about readiness, resilience, and the strength of our communities in the face of adversity. Potential threats and emergencies are an unfortunate reality of our world. They can take many forms, from natural disasters such as floods and earthquakes to man-made crises like terrorism and civil unrest. It's vital to have a robust, well-coordinated emergency management system in place to respond to these threats. Emergency management is not just about responding to disasters, but also about preparing for them. It's about enhancing public safety, providing support and resources for emergency services personnel, and ensuring our communities are fortified against the impact of these events. It's about investing in the right tools, technology, and training to respond swiftly and effectively when disaster strikes. But preparedness is not just about disaster response. It's also about ensuring fairness, transparency, and effectiveness in our law enforcement agencies. Law enforcement reforms aim to enhance police accountability, promote community policing, and address bias and discrimination within the system. By building trust and confidence between law enforcement and the communities they serve, we are laying the foundation for safer and more resilient societies. The challenges we face are not limited to external threats. Substance abuse and addiction are pressing issues that need our attention. Addiction rehabilitation is a crucial part of our emergency preparedness strategy. By expanding access to treatment and recovery services, reducing stigma around addiction, and supporting those affected by substance use disorders, we are helping individuals rebuild their lives and, in turn, strengthening our communities. In summary, preparedness is our strength. It's about emergency management, law enforcement reforms, and addiction rehabilitation. It's about investing in our communities, building trust, supporting those in need, and ensuring that we are ready to face any challenge with resilience and determination. As Captain Robert Mitchell, the Minister of Emergency Preparedness, emphasizes, together we can build a safer, more secure future for all citizens. This is not just a promise, but a commitment to action. It's our way forward, a path to a stronger, more resilient Bretopian future.
How crucial is digital connectivity in our current world? To ponder this is to venture into a realm where the digital divide separates those who can readily access digital technology from those who cannot. This divide is a pressing issue, but there are those who are committed to bridging this gap. One such person is the Minister of Digital Connectivity, Sarah Williams. She views digital connectivity as more than just technology. It embodies empowerment for individuals, businesses, and communities, enabling them to flourish in an interconnected world. Minister Williams has laid out a clear roadmap. A key priority is to ensure high-speed internet access for all citizens, no matter where they live. The need for reliable and affordable internet is undeniable. It underpins education, employment, healthcare, safety, and civic engagement. By expanding broadband infrastructure and investing in rural internet access projects, the aim is to provide every citizen with the ability to fully participate in the digital economy. But her vision goes beyond just internet access. It extends to the development of a technology infrastructure that supports innovation and economic growth. This involves initiatives to build a robust telecommunications network, promote the adoption of emerging technologies, and invest in digital literacy programs. The goal is to equip everyone with the skills needed to thrive in a digital world. Public Wi-Fi infrastructure also forms a part of Minister Williams's plan. The idea is to create Wi-Fi hotspots in public spaces, such as parks, libraries, and community centers. Public Wi-Fi not only enhances access to the internet, but also fosters community engagement and connectivity. It ensures that citizens can stay connected wherever they go. The commitment to digital connectivity is a commitment to the future. The vision of Minister Williams is clear: to ensure Bretopia remains at the forefront of digital innovation and connectivity. By investing in digital infrastructure and expanding internet access, citizens are empowered, economic growth is stimulated, and a more inclusive and connected society is built. These are the key points of Minister Williams's initiatives. It's a journey to bridge the digital divide, and every step taken is a step closer to a world where everyone is digitally connected. However, as we move towards a more digitally inclusive world, it's crucial to consider the safety of our children in this digital age. The exposure to digital platforms comes with its share of dangers. Too much screen time, online bullying, and the risk of stumbling upon inappropriate content are some of the concerns. That's why digital literacy and online safety education have become essential for our younger generation. These measures arm them with the knowledge to navigate the digital world responsibly and safely. We must also have stringent controls to protect our children from harmful online content and potential cyber threats. Therefore, as we bridge the digital divide, we must also ensure that our children are not just digitally connected, but also safe and educated about the digital world. This, indeed, is a key part of our journey towards digital inclusivity in the Brewonomics framework. Why is government transparency so crucial? Imagine a world where the government's actions are clear as glass, where every citizen can easily access information, and where public officials are held accountable for their actions. That's the vision of Jessica Wallace, Bretopia'S Minister of Government Transparency. Minister Wallace is no stranger to the concept of transparency. She believes it's not just a buzzword, but the bedrock of trust between the government and the people it serves. Her commitment to this cause is evident in the key initiatives she has rolled out. One of the main pillars of these initiatives is a robust set of anti-corruption measures. The aim? To root out corruption and ensure that public officials are held accountable for their actions. This includes strengthening oversight mechanisms, enhancing protection for those brave whistleblowers, and prosecuting corruption cases to the fullest extent of the law. By fostering a culture of integrity and accountability, Wallace hopes to safeguard the public trust and ensure the responsible and ethical use of taxpayer funds. But her plans don't stop there. Wallace recognizes the importance of digitization in enhancing government services. By harnessing the power of technology, bureaucratic processes can be streamlined, service delivery enhanced, and citizens provided with convenient access to government information and services. Imagine logging onto an online portal to access government records, or using an electronic voting system that ensures the integrity of the democratic process. That's the kind of digital innovation Wallace believes is key to promoting transparency. Open data initiatives are also high on Minister Wallace's agenda. By making government data freely available and accessible, she believes citizens, researchers, and policymakers can make informed decisions, drive innovation, and keep the government in check. From budgetary information to public procurement records, open data can empower citizens to participate in the governance process and hold their elected officials accountable. And let's not forget Brewonomics, Bretopia'S groundbreaking citizen-driven governance system. A portion of contributions to the department will go towards sustaining this innovative platform. Brewonomics allows citizens to participate in decision-making, prioritize government spending, and shape the future of Bretopia. In summary, Minister Jessica Wallace is deeply committed to promoting government transparency and accountability in Bretopia. Her initiatives to implement anti-corruption measures, digitize government services, promote open data, and support Brewonomics aim to build a government that is accountable, responsive, and transparent to the people it serves. So, the next time you ponder on the importance of government transparency, remember Minister Wallace's vision: a government that's as clear as glass, and a society that holds its officials accountable. It's not just a dream, but a reality that's being built in Bretopia, brick by brick.
Dr. Sam Leia, Minister of Community Health, paints a picture of a healthy and thriving Bretopia. The plan? Establish community health clinics, raise mental health awareness, and provide addiction rehabilitation services. The focus is clear. A healthy community is a thriving community. Turning our attention to the job market, Minister Alex Turner shares a vision of enhancement and provision. Vocational training programs, job creation, and skills development for the workforce are at the heart of his strategy. The goal is straightforward: enhance the job market. For Minister Olivia Mitchell, safety nets for all citizens are paramount. exploring universal basic income programs, enhancing social security, and providing support during unemployment are key elements of her strategy. On the global stage, Ambassador Sarah Johnson emphasizes cooperation. Bretopia will engage in humanitarian aid, diplomatic efforts for peace, and contribute to global health initiatives. Aiming for cooperation is the name of the game. Minister Laura Martinez is all about access to essential services, from legal aid accessibility to affordable housing programs and improvements to the social welfare system. The mission remains clear: ensuring access for all. Environment protection is a shared responsibility, says Dr. Michael Reynolds. By focusing on air quality improvement, sustainable forestry practices, and initiatives to reduce e-waste, Bretopia aims to protect its environment. Minister Emily Thompson recognizes the importance of public spaces for community well-being. Developing urban green spaces, recreational facilities, and ensuring accessibility for all are part of her plan. The digital divide is a gap that Minister Jason Foster intends to bridge. Promoting digital literacy for seniors, ensuring accessible technology for people with disabilities, and integrating technology education in schools are his key initiatives. Dr. Grace Anderson focuses on elderly care. Quality facilities, dedicated programs for senior citizens, and pension and retirement support are all part of her vision. The unknown is the ambition for Dr. Charles Mitchell. Investing in space exploration initiatives, contributing to research and development in space sciences, and collaborating with international space agencies are his plans for space exploration and research. Minister Sarah Turner is embracing the future of transportation. Her focus is on charging station development, providing incentives for electric vehicle adoption, and investing in research on electric vehicle technology. Gender equality is not a distant dream for Minister Julia Rodriguez. Implementing workplace gender equality programs, advocating for gender-inclusive policies, and promoting women's health and empowerment are her initiatives. Finally, Minister Mark Thompson aims to sustain our agricultural heritage, supporting agricultural modernization, providing programs for local farmers, and encouraging sustainable farming practices are his strategies for supporting local farmers and agriculture. The future of Bretopia is in the hands of these leaders. Their plans paint a picture of a thriving, inclusive, and sustainable society. It is a vision that instills hope, inspires action, and drives us towards a better tomorrow. Our next visionary is Minister Karen Foster, a champion for working parents. Minister Foster is dedicated to ensuring that no parent has to choose between their career and their child. By offering childcare subsidies, she aims to make childcare more accessible to all. She is also developing affordable childcare centers across Bretopia, providing a safe and nurturing environment for our children. Additionally, Minister Foster is implementing parental support programs to equip parents with the necessary resources and knowledge. Together, these initiatives form the cornerstone of her policy: affordable childcare services for all. Now let's turn our attention to Minister Alex Martinez, a visionary in the digital realm. Minister Martinez is spearheading a campaign to bridge the digital gap by undertaking rural internet access projects. His team is working tirelessly to develop robust broadband infrastructure throughout Bretopia, ensuring that high-speed internet access is no longer a luxury, but a basic necessity. But Minister Martinez's vision doesn't stop there. He's also implementing digital literacy programs to ensure that each citizen is equipped with the necessary skills to navigate this digital age. His mission is clear: high-speed internet access for all. Transitioning from our digital landscape, we now focus on something more tangible, yet equally vital: our environment. Meet Minister Dr. Emily Carter, a champion of ecological sustainability. Dr. Carter is at the forefront of innovative recycling initiatives, making Bretopia a cleaner, greener place to live. She's also leading the charge in waste-to-energy projects, turning our trash into treasure. But her vision for a sustainable future doesn't end there. She's diligently working towards the reduction of single-use plastics, encouraging citizens to adopt more environmentally friendly habits. Her mission: sustainable waste management for a better future. From our green initiatives, we pivot towards the realm of justice. Minister Jessica Turner, a staunch advocate for equal rights, is leading the charge to ensure justice for all. She has been instrumental in establishing legal aid clinics across Bretopia, ensuring that even the most marginalized have access to justice. She has also spearheaded initiatives for pro bono legal services, making legal aid affordable for everyone, but her efforts don't stop there. Minister Turner is passionate about public legal education, ensuring every citizen is aware of their legal rights and responsibilities. Her mission: affordable and accessible legal aid for all. From the courtrooms to the streets, we now turn our attention to Minister Captain Olivia Mitchell. She's been instrumental in fostering trust and safety within our communities. Her focus: collaborative community policing. Minister Mitchell has been leading the way in implementing police reform programs, ensuring that our law enforcement agencies are not just enforcers, but also partners in community development. She believes in crime prevention through active community engagement, building bridges instead of walls. Her mission: community-based policing initiatives for a safer and more harmonious society. As we have heard from our esteemed ministers, our collective future is being shaped by the choices that we make today. TV host, thank you, ministers, for providing us with a detailed overview of your plans. Citizens, your choices matter, and these ministers are here to ensure that your priorities are translated into tangible actions. We now cut to the families who have been watching this broadcast. Their eyes are glued to the screen, absorbing the information and processing the implications. Each household is a microcosm of Bretopia, reflecting good evening, fellow citizens of Bretopia. Today marks a significant moment in our nation's history as we unveil the priorities that you, the people, have chosen through Brewonomics. Your active participation has steered the course of our collective future. With over 1 billion working-age citizens actively contributing to our nation, the choices you've made reflect the diverse needs and aspirations of Bretopia. Without further ado, let's unveil the order of priority, starting with the category that received the highest number of votes. Healthcare received a whopping 150 million votes. Next, Education and skills was a priority for 120 million citizens. Economic innovation was not far behind with 110 million votes. Job market enhancement received a solid 100 million votes. Environmental protection was chosen by 95 million citizens, while infrastructure and transportation had 90 million votes. Sustainable development was a top priority for 85 million citizens. Community health and safety nets received 80 and 75 million votes, respectively. Digital connectivity and community-based policing initiatives had 70 and 65 million votes. Gender equality was the choice for 60 million citizens. The next set of priorities included social equality and inclusion with 55 million votes. Natural resource conservation at 50 million votes. Support for local farmers and agriculture with 45 million votes. Elderly care at 40 million votes. And public spaces with 35 million votes. Affordable childcare services and social services accessibility scored 30 and 25 million votes. Technology, accessibility and emergency preparedness received 18 million votes. Government transparency, cultural and social initiatives, space exploration and research were the choice for 15, 12, and 10 million citizens. The concluding priorities included infrastructure for electric vehicles. With 8 million votes, affordable and accessible legal aid with 6 million votes, high-speed internet access for all 5 million votes, sustainable waste management with 4 million votes, international cooperation with 3 million votes, last but not the least. Job market enhancement, which was chosen by 2 million citizens of Bretopia. The audience absorbs the significance of each category's popularity, reflecting the diverse priorities of the Bretopian citizens. The president concludes the announcement, and the audience responds with a mix of cheers, applause, and contemplative murmurs. The ministers and citizens absorb the revealed priorities, realizing the collective aspirations of the nation. President Brew: Bretopia, these are the priorities you've chosen. Let this guide our actions as we work together to build a future that reflects the will and vision of the people. Thank you for your active participation in shaping Brewonomics, and may our shared journey lead us to prosperity and unity. The finance minister would now come up and give more detail on the monetary allocation for each categorical ministry.
The finance minister ascends to the podium, armed with a comprehensive analysis of the current expenditure distribution to the respective ministries. The room hushes as everyone anxiously awaits the financial revelations that will mold the forthcoming budget. Finance Minister: good evening, citizens of Bretopia. Your participation in the Brewonomics process has been outstanding, and I'm here to reveal the figures that will steer our monetary decisions. Let's delve into the data. Existing expenditure distribution to ministries in Bretopian pounds. Healthcare, £45 billion. Education and skills, £36 billion. Economic innovation, £33 billion. Job market provision, £30 billion. Environmental protection, £28 billion. Digital connectivity, £21 billion. Community-based policing initiatives, £19.5 billion. Gender equality initiatives, £18 billion. Social equality and inclusion, £18 billion. Natural resource conservation, £15 billion. Support for local farmers and agriculture, £13.5 billion. Elderly care, £12 billion. Public spaces, £10.5 billion. Affordable childcare services, £9 billion. Social services accessibility, £7.5 billion. Technology accessibility, £6 billion. Emergency preparedness, £5.4 billion. Government transparency, £4.5 billion. Cultural and social initiatives, £3.6 billion. Space exploration and research, £3 billion. Infrastructure for electric vehicles, £2.4 billion, affordable and accessible legal aid, £1.8 billion, high-speed internet access for all, £1.5 billion, sustainable waste management, £1.2 billion, international cooperation, £0.9 billion, and job market enhancement, £0.6 billion. The Finance Minister ends the presentation, paving the way for the rigorous financial planning and execution of the citizens' selected preferences. The Finance Minister, having divulged the crucial financial statistics, opens the discussion for inquiries from the press. Reporters eagerly raise their hands, keen to delve into the complexities of the budget distribution and its potential effects on Bretopia'S future. Finance Minister, I can also now confirm we will continue with this expenditure distribution for the forthcoming year and assess the progress on Brewonomics and contemplate if alternating preferences biannually would be a more viable option. If citizens fail to choose their top 10 options, their taxes will be divided and assigned equally to all 30 categories. I appreciate your rapt attention. I'll now entertain 3 questions from the press. Please introduce your name and affiliation prior to asking your question. A reporter, Rachel Turner, is the first to be acknowledged. Rachel Turner, Bretopian News. Thank you, Minister. Rachel Turner from Bretopian News. Could you expand on how the government intends to assure transparency in the disbursement of funds to each ministry in light of the varied requirements underscored by the citizens? Finance Minister. Your question is on point, Rachel. Transparency is a fundamental tenet of Brewonomics. We plan to deploy digital platforms to deliver real-time status reports on fund usage for each ministry. In addition, we will conduct regular audits and public reports to ensure accountability and sustain public confidence. Another reporter, Mark Thompson from Economy Insight, is recognized for the second question. Mark Thompson, Economy Insight. Minister, how does the government plan to tackle any potential budget deficits or surpluses in certain ministries, considering the volatile nature of economic conditions? Finance Minister. Mark, your concern is relevant. We've adopted a flexible budgetary model that permits regular evaluations. If there are excess funds, they will be reinvested based on citizen feedback. Likewise, if deficits arise, we will make necessary adjustments while prioritizing the efficacy of chosen initiatives. Another query comes from Sarah Foster of Bretopian Financial Times. Sarah Foster, Financial Times. Minister, could you elucidate the potential economic repercussions of Brewonomics and the selected priorities on Bretopia'S comprehensive economic growth and stability? Finance Minister. Sarah, that's a vital perspective. Brewonomics is architected to spur growth by harmonizing government expenditures with citizens' priorities. By directing investments into key sectors, we foresee enhanced productivity, innovation, and societal well-being that in turn contribute to long-term economic stability. The continuous feedback circuit ensures adaptability to economic fluctuations. The Finance Minister concludes the press interaction, providing valuable revelations about the government's strategies for transparency, adaptability, and economic impact. So, to summarize, the Finance Minister, a figure armed with the responsibility of distributing the country's resources, steps up to the podium, ready to share the financial blueprint that will sculpt the nation's future. At the top of the list, we find healthcare, with a robust allocation of £45 billion. This reflects the country's commitment to the health and well-being of its citizens. Next, we see education and skills, with £36 billion, underscoring the importance of quality education and skill development. Economic innovation, job market enhancement, and environmental protection follow closely, each receiving substantial funds. These allocations highlight the country's ambition to foster a vibrant economy, create job opportunities, and protect the environment. Down the list, we see significant funds dedicated to infrastructure and transportation, sustainable development, and community health. These sectors form the backbone of the country's infrastructure and sustainable growth. Safety nets and digital connectivity receive considerable attention, demonstrating the country's focus on social security and technological advancement. Other sectors like gender equality initiatives, social equality and inclusion, and natural resource conservation are not forgotten, each receiving fair allocations to ensure a balanced society. As we go further down the list, we see allocations for elderly care, public spaces, and affordable childcare services. These highlight the country's commitment to caring for its elderly, providing public spaces for recreation, and ensuring affordable childcare. Even the sectors at the bottom of the list, like infrastructure for electric vehicles and sustainable waste management, receive their share of the budget. This shows the country's commitment to future-proofing its infrastructure and managing waste sustainably. In summary, the budget allocation is a reflection of the country's priorities and commitments. It ensures that every sector gets the resources it needs to thrive, contributing to the overall development of the country. It's a careful balancing act, a juggling of needs and resources, a dance choreographed by the finance minister. It's a story of how a country's resources are distributed, a narrative that shapes the nation's future and the lives of its citizens. So, the next time you wonder why budget allocation matters, remember this: it's not just about the numbers, it's about the story those numbers tell, the priorities they reveal, and the future they help build. That's the story of budget allocation in Bretopia. It's a story of careful planning, thoughtful distribution, and a steadfast commitment to the country's development through Brewonomics.